The Candy of Mercy. High above the street, Sami stood by the window. He watched an old woman below. She didn't have much, but she knelt on the cold pavement to share her lunch with a stray cat. The cat purred, and the woman smiled. Sami felt a strange warmth in his chest just by watching them. He turned to his grandfather, who was sitting in his favorite armchair reading a book. "Jad," Sami asked, "why did that lady give her food away? Is that what mercy is?" Jad closed his book and beckoned Sami over. "Mercy is a beautiful thing, Sami," Jad said softly. "It is the thread that weaves the world together. When we show mercy, we are acting upon one of the greatest attributes of Allah, the most merciful. It is the quality that makes us truly human. Without it, the world would be as cold as a winter night with no fire." Sami listened intently, trying to imagine a world without any mercy at all. "To understand mercy," Jad continued, "you must see what happens when it is missing." He reached into his pocket and pulled out a shimmering candy. It was shaped like a small, open hand, and it glowed with soft, golden rays of light. "This is the candy of mercy," Jad explained. "It will show you a place where hearts have forgotten how to be soft. Take a bite, and you will see." Sami took the candy. It felt warm against his palm. He took a small bite, and suddenly, the room began to fade. The warm smell of Jad's tea and the soft light of the lamp vanished. A chilling wind whipped around him, and the floor beneath his feet turned into hard, slick ice. Sami shivered, pulling his wool scarf tighter around his neck as he looked around a strange new world. Sami took the candy. It felt warm against his palm. He took a small bite, and suddenly, the room began to fade. The warm smell of Jad's tea and the soft light of the lamp vanished. A chilling wind whipped around him, and the floor beneath his feet turned into hard, slick ice. Sami shivered, pulling his wool scarf tighter around his neck as he looked around a strange new world. Sami walked down a frozen sidewalk and saw a woman named Hanan. She was dressed in a sharp, icy coat. Beside her, a small child had tripped and fallen on the slippery ground. The child began to cry, reaching up for a hand. But Hanan didn't stop. "Get up quickly," she snapped without looking back. "We have no time for tears. Keep moving." She continued walking, leaving the child to scramble up alone in the cold. Further down the street, an elderly man named Malik was trying to cross the road. His cane slipped on the ice, and he struggled to find his balance. Cars sped by, their engines roaring. A driver slowed down just for a second, but instead of helping, he honked his horn loudly. "Out of the way!" The driver yelled, swerving around Malik and splashing icy slush onto the old man's coat. Malik sighed, looking tired and very small. Sami's heart felt heavy. He saw a thin, hungry cat huddled near a doorway, hoping for a scrap of food. A passerby saw the cat and kicked a pile of snow toward it. "Shoo! Go away, pest!" the man grumbled. The cat hissed in fear and retreated into a dark, frozen alley. Sami realized that in this city, everyone lived only for themselves. There was no open hand here, only closed fists and turned backs. Just then, Sami heard a faint, rhythmic sound. Thump. Thump. He looked down and saw a tiny bird lying on a block of ice. Its wing was bent at a strange angle, and it was shivering violently. The bird tried to hop, but it fell over, its little chest heaving. People walked right over it, their heavy boots narrowly missing the fragile creature. Sami knew he had to do something, even if no one else would. Just then, Sami heard a faint, rhythmic sound. Thump. Thump. He looked down and saw a tiny bird lying on a block of ice. Its wing was bent at a strange angle, and it was shivering violently. The bird tried to hop, but it fell over, its little chest heaving. People walked right over it, their heavy boots narrowly missing the fragile creature. Sami knew he had to do something, even if no one else would. The bird stopped shivering and let out a tiny, weak chirp. Sami looked up and saw a bare, frozen tree nearby. High up in the branches was a nest made of brittle twigs. Sami tucked the bird inside his jacket to keep it warm as he began to climb. The ice on the bark was slippery, but he didn't give up. He reached the nest and gently placed the bird back home with its family. The moment the bird touched the nest, something miraculous happened. A spark of golden light, just like the candy, erupted from Sami's scarf. The light spread like a ripple in a pond. Wherever the glow touched, the ice began to crack and groan. The sharp edges of the building softened, and the cold, gray sky began to turn a warm honey gold. The city of ice was starting to feel a different kind of heat. Sami saw Hanan stop in her tracks. She looked back at her child, her eyes softening. She knelt down and pulled the little one into a tight hug. Near the road, the angry driver stopped his car, hopped out, and ran to Malik's side, offering his arm to help him cross. Even the man who had shooed the cat reached into his bag and pulled out a piece of bread. The frozen hearts were melting, one act of mercy at a time. Suddenly, the golden light became so bright that Sami had to close his eyes. When he opened them, he was back in Jad's living room. The lamp was still glowing, and the tea was still steaming. Jad was smiling at him. "Welcome back, Sami," he said. "What did you learn about the secret of the open hand?" Sami looked at his own hands, still feeling the phantom warmth of the little bird he had saved. "I learned that mercy is like an open hand," Sami said, holding his palm out just like the candy. "A closed hand can't hold anything, but an open hand can lift up the weak and warm the cold. It's how we show Allah's love to the world." Jad nodded and pulled Sami into a hug. "Exactly, my boy. Mercy is the sun that melts the ice in every heart." From that day on, Sami always kept his hands and his heart open to everyone.